So, Italy has now banned transgenders from competing within the Miss Italy competition. Finally, we have some sort of sanity coming to planet Earth. Finally. I'm not transphobic, I'm not, but we gotta live in reality, bro. Crushing the dreams of women to accommodate a small portion of the population is beyond me. So I'm behind this. Let's read the article. The Miss Italy beauty pageant has announced that it will not allow transgender competitors and all entrants must be a woman from birth. Since it was born, my competition has foreseen in its regulation a clarification according to which one must be a woman from birth. Miss Italy official patron Patrizia Mirigliani said during an interview with a local outlet and reported by Newsweek. Probably because even then, it was foreseen that beauty could undergo modifications, or that women could undergo modifications, or that men could become women, she added. Evie Magazine reported that Mirigliani criticized efforts from other competitions to create inclusivity as a bit absurd, and merely attempts to make the news. She also claimed the rules for the competition always specify that entrants must be a woman from birth. Those changes had elicited criticism from the local media, with Il Giornale, a newspaper owned at the time by former Italian Prime Minister Silvio Berlusconi, arguing that no one wanted to see little darlings dressed in clothes that their grandmothers would have worn. I mean, what is he trying to say? Like, people want to see little girls dressed in some scantily clad shit? Like, what is he trying to reference there? Okay, like, what are you trying to say over there, buddy? But, what do you mean by that? I'm with this. I'm in support of this. I'm sorry. Y'all gotta bro. I'm for the trans movement. I'm not anti-trans. I support treating trans people like human beings, but it's important to understand that there is a difference between women and trans women. And women, if we're going to sit here and talk about the importance of protecting women's rights, women's freedoms, and women's happiness, we have to understand and remember the fact that women, for the majority of human history, have been oppressed. Oppressed. Now they finally get to compete in sports, they get to have beauty pageants, they get to have all this stuff going on. And now we got people who were men at birth undergoing surgeries, undergoing all sorts of enhancements and changes to their body to come into these competitions and beat biological women. I'm sorry, it's not acceptable. It wasn't acceptable with Leah Thomas. It's not acceptable with this. Women need to be allowed to have their own space. If we got to put together transgender leagues, transgender pageants, let it be. But stop poisoning and destroying the spaces of biological women. Let them dream. Let them have something. Let them have something. Let these women have something with their lives, okay? It's unbelievably important for us to remember the fact that women are just now really fully enjoying the full-on rights of being an equal human being under the law within the West. And here we are so happily and so readily removing, their ability to shine within their own space. We're allowing people who were born as men to come into their sports spaces and decimate them. We're allowing people who, were born as men to come into these spaces, these pageants, and decimate them. It's not fair. It's just not acceptable. It's not okay. Let women have their own spaces. It boggles my mind that I have to say this in 2023. I consider myself someone who's, I would say center left, and yet it seems like within the left, this is like sacrilege. It's like horrible to say, oh, you believe there's a difference between trans women and biological women, cis women? They're not the same. They're not the same thing. This whole trans women are women thing. Trans women are trans women. Women are women. Let women have their own space. Let women be women. Let them have their own thing. Stop trying to hijack their stuff. Let them be themselves. Let them have their own space. Is it really necessary for trans women to be all up in women's business? Is it really that necessary? No, it's not. This whole, you're transphobic if you have a problem with Leah Thomas. You're transphobic if you have a problem with, trans women competing in beauty pageants. I don't hate trans people. I don't fear trans people. But what I want is for us to preserve women's spaces. The spaces of women, the achievements of women is more important than 1% of the population. I'm sorry. And furthermore, there should be no such thing as a trans person who was on hormone, therapy as a child. No. In a just society, in a society that makes sense, a trans woman should be someone who underwent surgery and hormone changes and all of that after adulthood, after 18 or 19 or 20. Okay, someone who went through male puberty. Children should not be anywhere near anything trans, okay? In that society, there would be no acceptable reason for these trans women to compete in beauty pageants and to compete in sports with women. Let women have their own spaces. Please. Please, please, please. I'm asking society, please. Let us retain some level of sanity within this time. Because right now we're losing our minds. We're going crazy. We're losing it. We're going insane. We're losing our minds in the West. We're losing sense of common sense. So hopefully we hopefully we regain our sense. It seems like Italy's going to be leading the charge on that one. So let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.